As Chinedu walked through the quiet streets of Umuoma, the night air felt heavy with the weight of his thoughts. The wind whispered in the trees, and the stars blinked down as if they, too, were waiting for his decision. His heart ached as he thought of Amaka, his first love, the woman he had promised his life to. Yet, his mind couldn't escape the love he had grown to have for Nneka, despite the betrayal. She was the mother of his children, and they had shared a decade of life together. He wandered down the familiar paths until he found himself at the village riverbank. It was a place of reflection, a place where the village elders often went for guidance. Chinedu sat on a rock and buried his face in his hands. The cold water lapped gently at the shore, and he sighed deeply. His thoughts were a storm inside him. Suddenly, the deep voice he had heard earlier echoed again, this time clearer. Chinedu, every action has consequences. But love, or true love, requires sacrifice, forgiveness, and the courage to choose what is right, not what is easy. Chinedu lifted his head, and at that moment, clarity began to creep into his mind. He realized that love was not just about passion or history, it was about the choices you made every day, about building something that stood through both joy and pain. The next morning, Chinedu returned home. The house was quiet, but the tension in the air was palpable. Nneka was sitting at the table, her hands trembling slightly as she waited for him. She had hardly slept, her mind plagued with thoughts of Chinedu leaving her and their children. Amaka was there too, standing by the window, gazing out at the distant horizon. She looked so calm, yet her heart was also heavy with memories of what could have been. The room felt thick with emotion as Chinedu entered. He stood before the two women, his heart calm now, though the pain of the past still lingered. He took a deep breath and said, "Nneka, Amaka, I have made my decision." The room seemed to hold its breath. "Nneka," Chinedu began, "you deceived me. You used powers that took away my free will and caused me to forget my love for Amaka. That was wrong. You took something from me that no one has the right to take. But over these years, despite how we came together, we built a family. You are the mother of my children, and they love you. And I have come to love you, too. Not because of a spell, but because of the life we shared. For the sake of our children and the life we have built together, I will not abandon you. But you must know, our marriage from now on will be based on truth, honesty, and love, no more lies." Tears flowed down Nneka's cheeks as she realized that Chinedu had chosen to forgive her. Her heart swelled with both guilt and gratitude. She had feared that the breaking of the spell would mean the end, but Chinedu's forgiveness gave her a second chance, a chance to be a better wife and mother. "Thank you, Chinedu," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "I will never betray your trust again." Chinedu then turned to Amaka, who stood there, her eyes filled with a mix of sadness and understanding. "Amaka, I loved you once, and part of me will always love the girl I knew. You were taken from me against your will, and I know you have suffered as much as I have. But life has changed us both. My place is here now, with my children. I can't undo what's been done, but I hope that you find happiness and peace. You deserve that more than anyone." Amaka smiled, though her eyes were wet with tears. She had prepared herself for this moment, knowing that Chinedu's life had moved on without her. She was grateful for his honesty and the love he had once given her. "I understand, Chinedu. I've waited all these years not just for you, but for the truth. Now that it's out, I can move on, too. I'll always cherish what we had, but I wish you and your family nothing but happiness." They embraced, and for the first time in years, Amaka felt free. She had carried the weight of their lost love for so long, but now, she could let it go. As the days turned into weeks, Chinedu and Nneka worked hard to rebuild the trust in their marriage. Nneka confessed to the village elders, who, instead of punishing her, offered her guidance and support to seek redemption. With their help, she vowed to make amends for her actions and to be the wife and mother her family truly deserved. Amaka left the village, traveling to her distant home to start a new life, free from the pain of her past. She eventually found love again, with a kind and gentle man who cherished her for who she was. Her heart was finally at peace. Chinedu and Nneka's home became filled with laughter again, as their children thrived in the loving environment. Though it had taken a great trial to get there, they now knew the strength that true love and forgiveness required. Moral lessons. True love requires honesty and trust. Forgiveness is powerful, but it requires change. Freedom comes from facing the truth. Every action has consequences. Love is not just about passion, it's about commitment. In the end, the story of Chinedu, Nneka, and Amaka teaches us that love, truth, and forgiveness are the keys to finding peace and happiness, even when life throws its most difficult challenges our way. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story of love, betrayal, and redemption, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more captivating African folktales. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story. And feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. What would you do if you were in Chinedu's shoes? We'd love to hear from you.